Climate Analyst, exploring the role and impact of climate analysts. Presentation overview. Who is a climate analyst? This section will explore the definition of a climate analyst and their goals to address climate change. Skills and responsibilities. This section will discuss the skills and responsibilities required to be an effective climate analyst. Impact of climate analysts' work. This section will explore the impact of climate analysts' work on addressing climate change. The role of a climate analyst. Climate data analysis. Climate analysts are responsible for analyzing and interpreting climate data to identify patterns, trends, and anomalies. They use a variety of tools and techniques to analyze large datasets and to identify correlations between climate variables. Climate change impacts. Climate analysts study the impacts of climate change on different regions, ecosystems, and industries. They use their analysis to inform policymakers, the public, and other stakeholders about the risks and potential impacts of climate change. Projections and forecasts. Climate analysts make projections and forecasts about how climate change may affect different regions, ecosystems, and industries. They use their analysis to inform policymakers, the public, and other stakeholders about potential scenarios and to develop plans for mitigating and adapting to climate change. Who is a climate analyst? Backgrounds of climate analysts. Climate analysts can come from a variety of backgrounds, such as meteorology, environmental science, or data analytics. This diverse skill set helps them to understand climate change and its impact on the environment. Employment of climate analysts. Climate analysts are typically employed by research institutions, government agencies, or non-profit organizations. They play a crucial role in understanding the impact of climate change and developing strategies to mitigate its effects. What is the goal of climate analysis? Understanding climate change impacts. The goal of climate analysis is to better understand the impacts of climate change on our planet, including changes in temperature, precipitation, sea level, and extreme weather events. Identifying vulnerable regions. Climate analysis helps identify regions that are particularly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, such as coastal areas and regions with limited water resources. Predicting short and long-term impacts. Climate analysis is used to predict the short and long-term impacts of climate change, including changes in temperature and precipitation patterns, sea level rise, and the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events. Developing mitigation strategies. Climate analysis is used to develop strategies to mitigate the impacts of climate change, such as reducing greenhouse gas emissions and developing more resilient infrastructure. Skills and responsibilities of a climate analyst. Data analysis and modeling. Climate analysts are required to have strong data analysis and modeling skills, which enable them to manage and analyze large data sets and develop accurate climate models. Risk assessment and management. Climate analysts conduct risk assessments to identify potential climate risks and develop strategies to mitigate them. They are responsible for ensuring that decision makers have the information they need to make informed choices. Communication and collaboration. Climate analysts must be effective communicators and collaborators as they work with a wide range of stakeholders, including scientists, policymakers, and the general public. They must be able to communicate complex scientific concepts in a clear and concise manner. Data analysis. Working with large data sets. Climate analysts need to be proficient in working with large data sets, using statistical software, and identifying trends and patterns in data to extract insights. Statistical software. Climate analysts also need to be proficient in using statistical software to perform a wide range of analysis on data sets, including regression analysis, trend analysis, and time series analysis. Data visualization. Creating meaningful visualizations is crucial for climate analysts to communicate insights to stakeholders. Visualizations can help stakeholders understand complex data sets and make informed decisions. Climate modeling. Climate modeling techniques. Climate analysts use various modeling techniques such as statistical modeling, dynamical modeling, and machine learning to predict the effects of climate change on different regions, ecosystems, and industries. Uncertainties and limitations. Climate analysts need to identify uncertainties and limitations in the models to make accurate projections about the impacts of climate change. These uncertainties can arise from incomplete data, model simplifications, and unknown feedback mechanisms. Climate risk assessment. Risk assessment. Climate analysts conduct risk assessments to identify vulnerable regions, ecosystems, and industries, and to develop strategies to mitigate these risks. Communication and recommendations. Climate analysts need to be able to communicate risks and develop actionable recommendations to decision makers and stakeholders to mitigate climate risk. Conclusion. Climate analysts play a critical role in informing the public, policymakers, and other stakeholders about the impacts of climate change and developing strategies to mitigate these impacts. Thank you.